All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do the continuation of Ghost. This is issue number 8 from Dark Horse Comic. Yeah, we're going to dive in. So, last time we see her, she was in hell, and she's still in hell, but it's the hell of her in her own mind. And this is a guess what I'm saying. I think these demons are a manifestation of her own fear and rage that people are dealing, on a daily basis, like, depression, loneliness, self-doubt, all that stuff, and, maybe trauma. And these things are clawing at her, and she just keeps shooting and shooting and shooting, but they keep coming, right, and coming. And then she realizes that her bullets never run out. I like the smoke effect, by the way. I think the artist is really good. Is the artist this time? George Dove, nice. Yeah, the art looks really really good in my opinion. And but then when she's going further into her own mind, she sees a face, and she says, "I stumble." She's beautiful, perfectly preserved. She's smiling, serene, like a butterfly in amber. Just how they want all women to be, how they want me to be. Now, I'm not sure if she's talking about the demons or maybe the men in the real world, because according to her, she hates men because of what happened to her, right? She's not a feminist or that kind of stuff, but she's probably being abused by men, I think. But she's also killed by men, right? And then she came back as a ghost. Her origin is a little bit shrouded in mystery for me, a little still. She says, "It's like ice. The cold is seeping into me. I can't feel anything. I want to be like her, at peace." But then a girl comes, and she says, "Keep firing. Your gun's always loaded." How do you know? And then they are, in tandem, I guess, Her eyes, her voice. I know her. We move like clockwork, like a team. The sea of hate knows what I'm going to do before I do it, but at least now I'm not alone. And then they all flee into, let's say a safe space, right? But then in the real world, we have this guy who is, I believe, an assassin. No dreams, things make sense here. Action, reaction. I like the white gloves, right? It's just this nice touch, that he's a gentleman with principles, maybe. Who knows? Anyway, you can holster that. They won't con him here. They hate children's toys, just the old used ones. So we put someone along the top of the barrier to keep them out. But then she hears the sound of children laughing and radio. But then the girl says, "Those sounds, you can't find the kids or the music. You can't hear them, but you can never find them. There's nobody here. It's all dark, cloudy." Ads. She says, "Who are you?" Well, she explains that she doesn't know who she is, right? She talks about her mom writing some kind of a book on what she can remember. And her dad always tried to figure it out, although, he can't. He said, "Why did you save me? I saw they are all excited on a plane, so I went out and got you. And believe me, it's a risk. They're always looking for new ways to get in. They get in through things, objects that have power for them. One time they got through a bottle of whiskey. My dad was hiding. Another time it was through my mom's diary when she wrote down a bad nightmare." Now, that is interesting. I mean, they are getting in when somebody's doing bad things or, portraying some things that they shouldn't do, like drinking alcohol a lot or, being depressed, and then put that depression into, onto paper, right, like a diary. It's always charged stuff. What do they want? She says they want to eat us. Uh-oh. And then, "Eliza, where have you been?" "Eliza?" My heart jumps. It's Eliza's family, my family, before they fell apart. Yes, so this girl is her. I find it strange that she doesn't recognize her, right? Because you are two in the same. Maybe here in her own head, things look differently. It's just an assumption. And she says, "Look what followed me home. They're young vibrants before they caved in, before the alcohol destroyed them. Somebody new. How did you get in here? Do you have any memory of where you were before this? They're alive, she says. Well, in the real world, they are still alive, by the way. And then this must have been how we all were before everything went wrong. And then Margot comes in, her younger sister, right? Before she went bad. My little sister never trusts anybody. I'm serious. Look at the way she dresses. Does that look normal to you? Ah, yes, body shaming before that became a thing in modern day. Whatever is my business. Yes, I like female empowerment. Looks like me, or looks to me like you're showing off. I like it tight. Makes me feel like I won't blow away. Yeah, I think that's funny because he's, a ghost, fading away, blowing away. Anyway, no chance of that unless you fall out. What are you doing out there? Cut it out, Margot. She's in trouble, just like the rest of us. She says, do I know you? Why do I know you? What do I tell them? That they're not real? That they're living inside my head? And Father says, what is happening to us? I'll feel for them. I'm about to try to explain when it all goes horrible. So Margot says, hey, you better come in here. There's something funny going on with the mirror. But before we go do that, you go back to the assassin, to the real world. A man who takes pride in his work. He never fires more than once per hit, except for fun. And there's a photo. We're going to take a look at that photo a little bit later. All right. And then it's this guy from the last couple of issues. They met before, and I forgot who his name is, actually. But, this demon, if you want to know who this is, can check it out my other reviews. I've been waiting for him to show up. He's a nightmare that leaked out of my head a while ago. He killed a lot of people. You know him? Nice little family, almost harmonious, really. Should I spoil it? Should I tell them the truth? But then she's pulling a gun. She says, no, get out. I don't want to let them hurt you. Let you hurt them. And she says, I don't care. If I die, I'll keep killing you and killing you and killing you. And he says, you're doing this. It's getting through your deflection. Who are you? Man, what would you do? Anyway, but then he explains, oh, she's nice. Look at her in the first blush of her womanhood. She's just ripe to bursting. There's some just special tension about young women, don't you think? They're so scared and so fearless at the same time. So curious. Yeah, he's probably the embodiment of the whole, what's bad in men in general. Dominating men, women, controlling them. Stuff like that, I guess. And then he shoots at the reflection and he says, thank you. That's all I was waiting for. It's like lighting a fuse, really. And then the sound of the shot is getting louder and louder and louder. And looking outside and, oh no, they're in. I see myself reflected. The rage inside me builds, consuming everything in its path, and I destroy what's left of the world. Yeah, her rage took over. She lashed out. And that was the trigger for her own demons to come in this safe place, if you will. I like that. So they're coming in, destroying everything. For the first time, my rage, the fire that burns inside, that has consumed me every waking moment of my short life, scares me to death. And then they are and said, hey, start backing up. They get in, get back. Oh God, I can't do this. I can't do this, says Margot. They are shouting in tandem, shut up, Margot. This is it, nowhere to go. And they are about to die here, and they are throwing, those toys. That doesn't work anymore. So long, whoever you are. Wish we had a chance to talk. Same here. Good evening. Looks like I'm just in time for dinner. I'm definitely looking forward to dessert. And he says, before we dine, I want to thank you for inviting us. I know that couldn't have done it without all of the bullets. Every time you pull the trigger, I just get chills. You invited them? You betrayed us. See, I told you. And then she wants to blow him away. And suddenly, I know what I have to do. So she gives him the gun, right? And he says, oh, by the way, ads like this, you're never, ever going to see this in comics again. Ever. Again, buy 80s and 90s comics, dude, guys. He says, No, you can give me the gun. You're supposed to shoot me. No, I was so close. You may think you won, but you already lost, Eliza. You already lost. And then he's fading away. And then the world turns to a happy place. I said goodbye to them all. I said goodbye to myself when I was a kid before the world screwed us up. But with the melancholy comes a nagging doubt. What did he mean I've already lost? Well, these are Eliza's parents. I don't tell them they are not real, that there are memories living in my head. I leave them there, suspended in time, safe, unchanging, happy. Well, yeah. Now listen to the next issue, guys. I like this. I like this a lot. This is a nice, different change of pace. You know, demons inside your head, battling them. And then in the real world, it all goes to shit. All right, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. I highly recommend this comic. Normally, I'm very hesitant to recommending series. Definitely check this out. There's an omnibus, compendiums, whatever you call it, trade paperbacks. There's a lot of them. I believe there's 4 volumes in total. You know, a lot of seasons, if you will. Definitely check that out. Ghost. Next up, I hope I can do X tomorrow. We're going to see. Thanks so much for watching, as always. See you later. Bye-bye.